Okay, sorry guys. I had to record this because I know there's lots of people that couldn't make the call. Anyway, so that's how I connected with my coach, and very quickly, actually, I joined as a coach myself, first for the discount on Shakeology, and then within about 24 hours, I decided that this was something that I really wanted to do. I was really, really excited about the results that I had, and I really wanted to share it with other women. So that's really the basic version of my story with Beachbody. I've now been a coach for 2.5 years, and met the most amazing people, customers, challengers, other coaches on our team. It's been a really amazing journey so far. I think the most incredible thing that I have found for myself is the relationships that I've made with other people, but also the accountability that I've got through this coaching. I think I can pretty much guarantee that if I had not joined as a coach, I would have most of my weight back on. I can even see just in the last couple of months, I've had a lot of sort of family things happen, and stress creeps in, and we all know where we go when stress creeps in. We go to the cupboard and the fridge, and I've gone there for sure, but I've also had the accountability of my challengers and my other coaches helping me through it. And I haven't gone as far as I would have in the past. My past life, I was a big binger. So that would be something that I would definitely be doing right now. I can guarantee it if I didn't have these challengers kind of rooting me on and me helping them and them helping me. So a big part of this for me has always been the accountability. I met Megan, actually the day she was born, because our parents are friends, but I would never, ever have thought that she would become one of my closest friends. We sort of connected through her reaching out to me and her wanting to join one of my challenge groups. So I'm not going to take away her story. I'd like her just to share it with you guys.
Okay, so like Michelle said, I am one of her coaches, her personally sponsored coaches, and I got involved in all of this only because I was interested in Shakeology. I had no interest in workout programs or nutrition. I just wanted Shakeology because I was at home with 3 little kids under the age of 2.5, all 3 of them, and I was just surviving on coffee, basically. So I started seeing Michelle post about this shake, and I really didn't even know what she was doing. I had no idea she was a coach. I just messaged her and said, where can I get this shake, basically? So that conversation kind of continued on, and I started on Shakeology. And of course, if you guys have also been drinking it, you know that within a week or 2, you start to feel different, and it just starts to change a lot of things. And with that, I began to work out and eat a little bit healthier, and I just felt so much better. And I remember thinking within the first week of starting, a program and the nutrition and Shakeology, that why wasn't everyone doing this? I just felt very passionate about how good I felt, and I just couldn't see why everyone wasn't doing this, because it was so amazing. Never interested me to become a coach or to do what Michelle was doing. I did sign up as a coach shortly after, only for the discount. And then I soon after got pregnant with my 4th baby. So I was really only a challenger and working on my fitness journey for about a month before I then became pregnant. So I still used Beachbody programs. I still drank Shakeology, and I was just a discount coach and never pursued coaching at all until maybe about 3 months later. So I think I was about 5 months pregnant when one day I just thought, I think I could do this. I wanted to start up a little group, and I wanted to just start sharing some posts. And I was always coming up with these really awesome posts in my head, kind of like what Michelle was doing. And I wanted to post about it, but I was very self-conscious to put that stuff on Facebook. But I was just really proud of what I was doing and how I was feeling. And so I just messaged Michelle, and we just kind of talked about, you know, how I could start up a little group and, you know, just start sharing my journey. And I was pregnant, so I wanted to kind of help other women who were also expecting, and just to show that you can have a healthy pregnancy. And also I wanted it for my own accountability, because, you know, if you've been pregnant, you know how easy it is just to throw in the towel and just say screw it for 9 months and eat whatever you want and lay on the couch watching TV. And I had done that with my other pregnancy. So this one I didn't want to. I wanted to feel really, really good. And that was kind of what brought me into coaching, was for the accountability. And to be honest, I felt like I just needed something for myself. Like I said before in the videos, my husband was out west at this time. So he would be gone for about 3 months at a time without coming home at all. So I was working as a registered nurse, almost full-time hours. Plus, you know, I was looking after my 3 kids and I was pregnant. So I was definitely busy and overwhelmed, but I was busy just taking care of everybody constantly, whether it was at work or at home. And I was never really doing anything to fulfill myself. My kids would go to bed and I would just lay on the couch and just feel kind of sad that I was alone. And you know, so this, all of a sudden I had something to do in the evenings, and something that was just for me. And I got to connect with other women, and I just started to have this kind of positive outlook on my life. And I never intended it to become anything like it has, that's for sure. I never thought I would grow a team or even find anyone who wanted to join my team. That wasn't what it was about, but it has slowly just, not even really slowly, just kind of before I even knew what was happening, it has turned into this amazing experience. And I now have a team of women that, you know, have become very close friends. And, you know, we're all doing this together now. And it's just changed so many parts of my life, my family's life, so many things. So to say it's changed things is, you can't even describe it, because it's just really taken my life in a completely different direction than where it was headed.
Yeah, I love Megan's story, because when I started coaching, I would hear things from people that, you know, you couldn't have too many coaches in the same area, and, you know, everyone had to have time, and there was all these objections all the time, and Megan kind of crushed every single one of them. I mean, her and I live 10 minutes away from each other. Like I said, our parents are friends, so our circle is very, very similar, but we've both built businesses pretty much in the same, you know, the same area, everything. But that just goes to show that that's what social media does for you, and that's where we really do build our businesses. I'll say that my business, I think, would be 98% on social media. That is where I've connected with everyone. And you start with your circle of influence. You start with your circle of people, but then it just sort of snowballs quite as fast as you want it. Like Megan, she didn't want to be out in the limelight. She had no desire to be posting pictures on her personal wall on Facebook. She was very specific with me. Like, if I'm going to do this, I just want the people that I want to see it. I don't want anyone, like, Megan, am I right in saying that your mom didn't even know about this until like a long time in?
Yeah.
Like
I was a closet coach, for sure. I was a closet coach.
Big time. So, yeah. You know, I was the opposite, only because I didn't know any better. My coach, Amy, we didn't actually know each other at all. She's from the States, and I literally found her online, which some of you and I have connected online, and that's been kind of the relationship. We didn't have a personal connection. So I mean, I chatted with her on and off, but we didn't chat a lot. So I just kind of followed her lead. I saw that she had this big business page on Facebook, so I thought that's just what you had to do. So that's what I did. If I would have known there was another choice, I might have chosen a more private route, but I was all in by the time I knew any better. By the time Megan joined me and had said, you know, I really want to keep this quiet, but I do want to try it, we knew that there were other ways. You don't have to be, you know, plastering yourself all over social media right at the beginning or ever if you don't want to. There's so many different ways that you can share your story. And that's what we do. We are not salespeople. If you are here because you think you're going to be peddling Shakeology and, talking about Beachbody programs all over your page, that's not what we want at all. Like, there's enough sales going on social media. That is not what Beachbody stands for. Our team is absolutely against that. What we do is share our story. We share what we're doing with other people every single day in hopes that we can inspire them to join us and inspire them to get healthy themselves. You're never, ever going to connect with everyone. You connect with the people that are going to be similar to you. We all have different interests. We all have, Megan has 4 kids. I've never had a kid. Like, I have an adopted child. Like, we have very different stories. So we connect. That's why we can be 10 minutes away from each other and have a whole completely, entirely different group of people following us and working with us. Megan, maybe you can share a little bit about challenge groups. I know a lot of us know what challenge groups are, but maybe for the people that have never been in one, and how we run them, and sort of a little bit about that.
So a challenge group, it's something that as coaches we run monthly, and this is how we support people. So, as a coach, you are helping people get to their health and fitness goals, whatever those goals are for that person. And how we do that is in challenge groups. So these are private groups, and we run them, and everyone in the group is drinking Shakeology and using a fitness program from Beachbody, and we all are following a similar meal plan based on, your own calorie level that you should be at. And in that group, our job is just to support the people in that group and to motivate them and to keep them accountable, because it is very hard to go at something like this on your own. Maybe some of you have tried to do something like this, start a fitness program or even start going to the gym, but it's very, very hard to stick to something and to get results because of the lack of accountability and motivation. So that's what we do. And in there, we show up every single day, and we, we have daily challenges just to keep people accountable and to get people to really, think about what it is that they want to do in their in the challenge group, and the goals that they want to achieve, and their struggles they can talk about. And everyone in there is very motivating, and helps to kind of build each other up. And you can be very honest in these groups because it's all private. And if you're struggling, you talk about the struggle because someone else is probably struggling there as well. And as coaches, we're not in there being perfect either. We are in there struggling with you, sweating with you every single day. And it's just a great place where you can get support, because not everyone has that type of support outside of a challenge group in their day-to-day life. So that's what we do every single month. And as a new coach, we immediately want to get you into a challenge group so you can see what a challenge group is like and how one is run. And you're never expected to start running your own challenge group right away. If you want to, by all means, go for it. But what we like to do with our new coaches is kind of have you as an apprentice coach so that you can see what we do. And your only job in that challenge group is to just be the best challenger that you can be, and hopefully to find a few friends to join you in that challenge group, and you can help to support them. But we take care of the posting and the whole layout of the challenge group. And as you go through it, you see how we run it, and maybe 2 or 3 months, you'll be ready to kind of break off and run your own challenge group. And you would have had the experience because we would have worked with you closely on how to run a challenge group effectively.
Yeah. Challenge groups are absolutely where all of our relationships are built. And I was the type of person for 14 years that tried to do this by herself. I was too insecure to go to the gym, So I was sweating out in my living room all the time, but I was getting okay results, but I wasn't getting the results I needed. It wasn't until I implemented a challenge group and then started helping other people in a challenge group that I actually got to the results that I had really wanted to for years and years and years. And it took me that long to figure out that, sometimes you do need support and you do need someone to bounce ideas off of, or someone to kind of give you that push when you want to skip your workout, or you want to eat whatever's in the pantry, or whatever your husband has lying on the couch beside you. And it's those people in that group that actually get you through. It's incredible to me still, after 2.5 years, the type of relationships you can make with other women online. I never ever would have anticipated that you can have friendships so deep, that run so deep, and you really just chat online. But that has definitely happened with my challengers and challenge groups, but more so on our team. Our team is just so supportive of one another. And a question that I often get is, how am I going to know how to do everything? And I don't know how to make a movie, and I don't know how to make these pictures that you guys make. Neither did we. I think Megan would probably say that she's the most technically challenged, not so much anymore. But when she started, she had, how old was your phone?
Oh, old. Yeah. I had never taken a selfie before, ever, before I started this.
Yeah. None of us knew how to do this. I did not know how to do this. I just, figured it out as I went. And luckily for our team, we really have tried to package everything up for new coaches. So we have it easily accessible for everyone. So you can figure out how to do all of those little fancy things that look so hard that are actually so super simple. Trust me, if I can do this, anyone can do this. I swear to you, it's not difficult, but I know that it's something that's nerve-wracking at first, but we really take you step by step, every single thing, and walk you through this process. You're never, ever by yourself. We know how nervous you are, because we were there too. So we try to keep it as easy and simplified as possible. And like Megan said, you're never doing it by yourself. There's always someone you can partner up with and run a group with. You're always welcome to run groups with us. There's just so many people on our team now that you never have to feel nervous about it. I'm just going to maybe Megan, we can go back and forth with a few questions that people have asked. I'll let you do this one, that you have to be at your goal weight to be a coach.
Okay. So I actually think that if you're not at your goal weight, that's even better, because that is realistic and that is very relatable to people. If you are in the middle of your journey or just starting your journey, that's what is inspiring to people. People don't want to see this person with a perfect body and perfect abs saying I'm starting my fitness journey. It's unrealistic, right? So be real and be you, and show what you're doing every single day, and show the results that you're getting. And I'm not saying the pounds lost, but just show what you're doing and how you are feeling because of it. And that is what people relate to, being real. And no one's at their goal. No one is at their goal. So just showing that you aren't either, but that you're working towards it is the most inspiring. And that's just what's going to help you get to your goal, is the accountability from being a coach.
Yeah. For myself, when I started coaching, as I said, I was pretty close to my goal and then got to my goal. I was super lean. There's always that one point in your life where you're just almost the way you want to be, the way you envision yourself. You can wear a bikini, whatever. That's where I was. And now I am not. I will admit that full-heartedly. And I probably relate way better to people now. I have more people connecting with me because I am saying, some days I'd love to be back there, but do I really want to kill myself like I had? I was doing double workouts and only eating egg whites. And it really wasn't that much fun. So I connect way more with women now. because I'm like real. They can relate to me. They can say, oh, good, she ate some chips this weekend. Awesome. You know, like we all mess up. You do not have to be perfect to be a coach. You don't have to be a health nutritionist. You don't have to be into fitness. Like, I am not into fitness. I don't know anything about fitness and I don't know any of that stuff. I just want to be healthy, and I'd like to help other women feel confident. You know, I don't necessarily need to help you get to that super lean body, but I really want you to want to help people get confident. And we all have different areas of strength. Megan, of course, she's a nurse. So if you need to know anything about Shakeology, please message her, because she has studied that drink from top to bottom, but it interests her. You know, some other people might be really, really into fitness. Darlene, another coach in our team, she's really into fitness. We went to high school together, and that's what I remember about her. She was like the athletic girl. And so that's the type of person or people that she connects with. We all have different areas of strength and different areas of interest. And that's what you end up sharing on social media. And that's how you connect with different people. So you don't have to be any cookie cutter coach. I'm sure lots of you see different coaches on social media, so you know that you see how different everybody is, even just in our little team. Before I get to the big question, Megan, do you have any other little ones that anyone came up with?
Not really, just what the coach fee.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah,
just that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. So before I get to the big question, everyone wanted to know about money, and as uncomfortable as I am about talking money, I will do that right at the end. But I did say that I was going to share my screen just quickly so you guys will see. When you sign up as a coach, there is one monthly fee, and if you are Canadian, it's $20, and I think if the US price, it's $15. And I just wanted to quickly show you just a little bit of what you get for that $20, because personally, I think it's incredible what they give us, the resources they give us. So I just wanted to show you that. So just bear with me for 1 second, and I will get that up here. Okay, so this is what we call our back office, or our coach online office. So this is what you will have access to as soon as you sign up, a couple hours later, I think. So right now we have Team Beachbody Cup going on. So it's just like a fun little competition between the whole network, so thousands of teams, and we can win some really fancy prizes if we reach some goals, and it's actually lots of fun. So we kind of partner up within our teams and have fun team names and all that stuff. So anyways, this is what it'll look like. This is actually my husband's coach online office that I was just going to show you. So you kind of come into your office, and this is kind of like what your desk would be at work, but this is all online. So this is where all the material that Beachbody gives us is housed. So I'm just going to very quickly go through just to kind of set your mind at ease that you really are set up really well, even if you didn't have us. The cool part is you have us. So, you know, you have resources from everywhere. With your $20, you are going to be given 2 working shopping websites that are personal to you. So when you sign up, you're going to have what we call a coach ID number. And that ID number is going to be linked to 2 different websites, a Beachbody website as well as a Shakeology website. So if you have people interested in your products and you've talked to them and you've shared with them what their goals are, and you've kind of got to the point that you think you may know the program they might want to try, or you want to show them what's in the program, you can take them right to your website. So I don't know if anyone has actually bought their own website domain or anything like that, but it costs more than $20 a month. Like this, they give you 2 working websites that you don't have to do a thing to. All you have to do when you sign up is sort of make your profile on your website. I don't know if it's going to let me go in here. So this is what it would look like. Terry hasn't put his picture on his website. You got to get that updated, Terry. So this is what you're shopping, your Beachbody, Team Beachbody website, and you would put your name and you'd put your picture. And then if you wanted to send someone here, you would just give them the link and they could click shop and they could shop around. They could, there's some Team Beachbody news, like it's like a working shopping website. So that's included, and you get the Team Beachbody one and you also get the Shakeology one, which is great because there's tons of information about Shakeology on there. So then my other favorite tool that they give us is challenge group tools. So like Megan talked about earlier, we talked about the challenge groups and how we run them every month. And that's really where you connect with all the women that you're helping get healthy and fit, but that's also where you make the connections that you may build a team from. You may find one or two women in your challenge groups that really, really want to do what you're doing. And that's what's happened with me. I've connected with women because they've seen me share my health and fitness journey on social media. And then they've come into my challenge groups and we've worked together. We've got to know each other. We've supported each other. And then they've kind of got this itch, it becomes kind of contagious that helping other people and getting the accountability of a coach. So that all sort of happens in your challenge group. So what Beachbody does for us is they give us all the tools we need to run a challenge group. So you literally can copy and paste the whole challenge group. You don't even have to think of anything on your own if you didn't want to. So I'm just going to take you to a 21-day fix challenge group. It's literally the whole group, pictures, posts. And quite honestly, when I first started, I wasn't comfortable. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue what I was doing. So I did. I would copy and paste the challenge group. Oh, I think I'm on the wrong thing. I would copy and paste the challenge group guide. Here it is. I would copy every single post, and those were my first challenge groups. What was there, and I still go and use them. They're great. Like if anyone's in my challenge group right now, they would have seen this video, and so you're never left to do this on your own. It's literally all there for you. Where am I here? So that's a really awesome. And then for training, coach training, there's a ton of coach training in your Coach Online office. Most of this stuff we take you through though. That's what we are for. But if you're sort of a go-getter and you want to move ahead quicker than we are moving with you, all the information is here. There's literally so much information. I probably haven't even looked at half of it. And then of course, all the sort of logistics of running a business. You don't have to do any of that. We get paid every Thursday morning and it just drops into your bank account. They calculate everything. They keep track of your commissions. They keep track of your earnings. They keep track of your customers, the shipping, the returns, all of that stuff they keep track of. So that's just like a brief rundown of what that $20 pays for. Okay. And the last thing, of course, that everyone loves to hear about is the money. Like, how do you actually make money as a Beachbody coach? So basically, there's a couple different ways you can earn an income as a coach. You can sell retail. So that's absolutely what I did at first. That was all I had any interest in at first, was I wanted to help other women get healthy and fit. I wanted them to try the 21-day fix and Shakeology because I loved it and it had worked for me. And that's all I had any interest in. So every time I shared my story on social media and reached out, and either someone reached out to me or I reached out to them, and we decided together that the 21-day fix was a good fit for them. They purchased the challenge pack. I would earn 25% commission on that sale. So quickly, that builds up. If that person decides that she really likes Shakeology and gets it the next month, I will make 25% commission on that Shakeology the next month. She gets it again and again and again. And lots of people do that because they feel like we do. They enjoy it. They can feel the difference in their body. They feel differently, so they stay on it. And we benefit from that residual income. So that's one stream of income that you will always have, is your retail sales. Whatever you sell, you will get 25% of. The other stream is called Team Cycle Bonus. So that starts happening when you have other women that want to join you on your team. So basically when people want to join you and help other women get healthy and fit, you start earning what we call it, and this gets a little bit confusing, so I don't want to get too far into it, but to kind of make it as basic as possible, you earn money for your leadership skills. So as you start building a team, you have to help them and show them the way, help them be a coach, help them learn, the basics. So you're leading them every single day. So you're actually benefiting as soon as they, start having their customers and running their challenge groups and start building up their own business, you get rewarded basically for leading them. So to break it down to the bare minimum, if Megan made $1,000, I would get $100. And basically that's because I have led her in the right direction. I am continuing to support her every day on her coaching journey. So that's really simplifying it, but it gets too complicated to even remotely cover in this type of call. But what I can say to you is when I started 2.5 years ago, my check was all retail. I had no Team Cycle Bonus, nothing. 2.5 years later, my check is almost all Team Cycle Bonus and just a little bit of retail. So it's flipped. Because my team has grown over the 2.5 years, I've continued to make it, my mission to help people grow their businesses. And everyone on our team does. There is no one that does not help each other. We are there's always someone to help you. So because of that, we have a fairly successful team. Our team really, really does have a lot of passion behind them. They work really, really hard to help women get healthy. So because of that, we all are rewarded. And that's the cool thing about this opportunity. The better your team is, or the more successful your team is, everyone benefits. Everyone on the team benefits. So that's why it's so important to work together. The one other way, once you get, as you heard me say at the beginning, I'm a 5-star elite, all these fancy little things, they do mean something in the end financially. So once you do get some of those stars and whatever behind your name, you will earn quarterly bonuses. So basically, Beachbody holds back 2% of their profits. And every quarter, it's divided amongst the leaders of the company. So once you get to a certain star ranking, and I know you see that and hear that on social media, but that's basically what it is. The bigger your team gets and the more successful your team is, you start sort of going up the ranks in the company and you will get quarterly bonuses. And this is where I get uncomfortable. I don't love talking about money, but I'm just going to do it. So the quarterly bonus that I got right before Christmas was, I believe, $3,500. So that's a 5-star bonus, and it changes all the time. It depends on the profits of the company. And I know everyone wants to have the rundown of my 2.5 years, so I did copy it all out for you. Now, this is just my one business center. So within Beachbody, once you get to different points in your business, you're allowed to almost franchise yourself, if that makes any sense. So you can actually open up different business centers. So at this point, I have 3. I have my own, which I'm going to tell you the totals of my own right now. I have my husband's, and I also have what we call Michelle File 2. So I have 3 streams of income coming in at this point. You can have up to 25 streams, depending how high up you get in the business. So the first month I started on May 7th, 2014. And my first month in my first business center, and at that time I would have only had one business center, I made $672, which is abnormal, unusual. I don't know who I convinced to do stuff that first month, but I was surprised when I added that up. So I obviously had a lot of friends that wanted to do the 21-day fix that first month. So that is kind of a higher number, I think, but that is what I did the first month. So the same exact month, a year later, I made $3,600. My second year, exact same month, I was up to $6,500. And then of course it hasn't been 3 years yet. I'm really only at the 2.5-ish mark. It was 81 last month, 8,100. So that is how things can build up. I have worked hard. Like, there has not been lack of hustle here. I have definitely, right away, I wanted this to change my life. I for sure signed up for the discount, and then 24 hours later, I decided that I wanted this to change things, that I was feeling really unfulfilled in my career. I had been a hairstylist for 25 years. I still have a business, but I actually retired on Christmas Eve. I don't cut hair anymore, which is such a blessing because I was just so done with it. I was just so over it. I just did not want to do it anymore. So this opportunity has enabled me to retire from that job. It enabled my husband to get out of a business that he wasn't happy with. And we now sort of work together. We have a couple businesses here at home. It's really changed things, but it's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken me giving up. I was never a TV watcher, so I'm not going to pretend that I had to give up TV. I hated TV. I hate movies. Like, I never watched them. But what I did do was scroll the internet constantly. I was constantly on Instagram and Pinterest. Like, I was the person that had 10,000 pins and I never did anything with them. I don't do that anymore. I do this, but it's never work to me. It's always I have such a passion for it. I love it so much that it really doesn't feel like work. It's simple tasks that you do every day. And sometimes that gets monotonous. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's parts of this that sometimes you're like, okay, we're going to do that again. But at the end of the day, being able to talk to people and help them and have them thank you for that, it's just kind of mind-blowing. Like, there's nothing better. So yes, those numbers, however you feel about those numbers that I just read out to you, I do want you to know that this is not a get money quick fix. It does take a lot of heart and it takes a lot of hustle. I say that all the time. It takes a lot of hustle, because it really does. It takes giving up something. It most likely will take you giving up something in your life, whether that's watching TV or watching a movie or whatever, because you'll end up working your business in that time instead of doing that, whatever you were doing. What do you have to add, Megan?
Nothing really. I did pull my income, but it's not, I started out my very first month and I made $300 my very first month. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I had some nurses that I worked with and I decided to run a challenge group with them. So I was able to see some success right away, which is always our goal with new coaches, is for them to see a little bit of income come in that very first month. Within 6 months, my monthly income was about $750. So it had, more than doubled. 12 months later, my monthly income was just over $1,500. At 18 months, it had grown to about $2,800. And now I'm 22 months in. I'm coming up to 2 years and I'm just over about $4,000 a month. So, it's changed things for me for sure. I'm no longer having to work at the hospital as much as I was. I'm down to working just 1 day a week, 1 shift a week, which is amazing because as a nurse, you work shift work, you work weekends. And without this opportunity, if we wanted to grow financially, I would have had to start picking up more shifts, because you get to a point where you are at your max as far as income potential, right? Like, as a nurse, I was at the top pay. my pay was never going to become higher unless I started working more hours or went back to school to become, a nurse practitioner or something. So I was making as much money as I was ever going to make as a nurse, working the hours I was working. So I could have worked, every weekend to start bringing in more of an income, or I could have done something like this. And with this, there's no cap. There's no top pay. Like, that's the amazing thing with network marketing is there's no cap on your income. You will always get paid as much as you are working, and not as much as you're working, but the amount of people that you're helping, that's going to be your income. So if you're someone that is a go-getter and someone that goes above and beyond, this is perfect for you because you will actually see the benefits of that extra work that you do. Whereas maybe in your current job, you do go above and beyond, but you will never see that income grow as you are growing. So that's why I think this is just so amazing, and the potential with it is unreal.
Yep. Totally agree. Good point. Anyways, that's really all that we have. I don't think anyone had any questions for us. I hopefully covered everything. Do you think we covered everything?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you everybody for joining us. And of course, if you have any questions, you can reach out to either Megan and I or the coach that added you to the sneak peek. And I know there's a couple of you that have decided to join us, and I hope a few more will too, because we are gonna have a new coach training. We've just got one going, and we'll have another one start in a couple weeks. So we are ready to help people get started. Anyways, thanks for joining us. Good night.